Hi, everyone. It is VPR Thursday, and I'm excited as always. I'm here with the amazing DJ FMI. What's up, partner?
I'm all right. I'm trying to get my lighting right. I'm trying to shine like you are.
Are you
VPR, VPR. I done went on a trip to Mexico, but Qiana got the glow right now and the skin that's to perfection. And shout out to everybody calling during our podcast here.
No, we're
Everyone
not
knows
shouting that out.
It's just like it never fails. VPR. It never fails. With having at least one random person call, but we appreciate you for tuning in and of course always hanging online and joining the conversation here today. How you feeling, Qiana?
I'm feeling great, partner. How are you feeling after your trip?
I feel like it was so needed. You know what I mean? Just on my end, I've been doing since the summer started. I've been touring, I've been DJing, I have been doing private events, weddings, I have been doing showcases. It's a lot. So, and of course, everything that we've been doing with VPR Tag 24. I can't wait to drop that footage. Also.
Oh yeah.
The trip was needed. You know, sometimes you just need to cleanse your palate and turn off your phone. That's the biggest thing I did when I was there. You know, I did receive a few calls, but I tried to preserve my my peace as much as possible. And watching those waves and swimming in an infinity pool could do that for you.
Oh yeah, I love that. Listen, it's so important sometimes to just do a change of environment and kind of detox from the rest of the world. It's funny because I've actually learned how to even do that in my current environment, especially since I live close to the beach, which is like, you know, that's always such a plus for me because I'm connected to the water. I'm connected to the moon. It calls to me. And I'm able to go out and just find so much beauty and appreciation in the nature around me and tune out all of the madness. Because, you know, there's a lot of madness in New York City, right? No matter what borough you live in, there's madness going on somewhere. I don't even care what neighborhood it is. If not on your block, if you walk down a couple, you'll encounter some madness. Trust me when I tell you.
Madness comes in many forms, shapes, and faces, and names by VPR. So you avoid madness.
Avoid madness. But I find that just to be so special. And I think it's most important to protect our peace because there's so many outside forces that try to attack our peace. And once you're at peace and you're kind of in that Zen, it's like Buddha. Like you got your legs crossed and you're just floating in the air through life like you know?
And it's needed, you know, just like you said, madness is everywhere. We turn on the TV, Instagram, or just on social media, and I'm just over it. I'm letting you know, VPR.
Tell them about the monkeys.
So VPR, you know what I mean? I'm a wild man, I would like to say myself, but middle of the night, I'm walking through the resort. It's like 1:00 in the morning. And just like a Jurassic Park scene, that's the only way I can make it up. You know when you just hear the ominous music playing in the back? Boom, you just like, and it's only you and trees out there just whistling in the wind.
Oh
little did I know, I look above me, you hear on this canopy. I can't see what's above me, but I'm hearing something gallop towards me. Like this shit's gonna attack. I'm from Brooklyn. You feel me? I got a 5-piece that I could give him. You know what I mean? With no fries or no sides. I could give him a 5-piece with no fries or no side. So to my knowledge, I see this creature jump down with a long tail, a long nose, and I'm looking at it. It's approaching me. I'm like, you are not a monkey. But you are not, but you are something that can climb like a monkey. So I got to respect you in that aspect. I talked to some of the people that live there, and they were telling me it's like a mixture between a monkey and an anteater. They're friendly, but it was just so dope just to see, you know, creatures live in their habitat, and I'm in their place, just existing. And that it beats New York City. It beats a honking of a horn.
Right.
It beats the club saying, "Hey, can you play this? Can you play some Bad Bunny? Can you play?" What's going on? A creature, yeah. Shout out to everybody on our Instagram live on VPR Radio. I appreciate you here, guys. But yeah,
it was everybody that follows us on Facebook, but we can't go live on Facebook because they blocked me and blocked all of my pages.
All right, see, so we're gonna get this right. Facebook done. Somebody done hacked my account and and ran up on a check on my account because I had a business account. So I will be right back on Facebook. Actually, you can follow me there. I think it's Tony DJ FMI. I'm gonna look for y'all as much as I can. But yeah, Qiana, we need to have a VPR retreat day. We need to have a VPR retreat week for the work that we've been putting in nonstop with no vacation.
Yes.
Qiana, we're getting so much love on Instagram right now. I'm so happy.
Are we? That's so dope. Yeah, I live on Instagram, but I didn't.
People are saying, let's get you out of Facebook jail. My
Yes,
face. Thank you
yes.
so much for that.
Free us from Facebook jail, man.
Free us.
It's crazy because I see more and more people in our industry and in our positions as, media representatives that are getting blocked for minor offenses, if anything. I don't find it to be a coincidence, to be honest.
You know what it is? These social networks started to understand their power within this new world that we live in. You know what I mean? Look how they're using Facebook to get some criminals off the street, and they're using that as a database, the CIA and them. So once they understood their power within these social platforms and how they can monetize that strips everything. You know what I mean? Why should I make your small business do great when I could charge you to make people see your content so your small business does great? So I feel like that's where we're at now.
And then they also know, people that are listening to things they don't want them to listen to. It's easier to just keep silencing you and take the algorithms and make it so less and less people are viewing your videos and stuff. So shout out to everybody on the live. Please make sure that you stream from our YouTube page and go and subscribe, because we're still streaming from there. And we also live stream directly from our website, which is www.vprradio.org. So we would love for you to sign up for our newsletter, join us, support us directly, because these social platforms, listen,
they ain't playing games. They playing games, but they ain't gonna mess up the
playing games. That's the problem.
We have a message here to spread on
fight
VPR.
Facebook, we'll fight.
but Qiana, for all the people that haven't been paying attention to the hip hop news, hello everybody on the live. For all the people that haven't been paying attention to the hip hop news, we have the running case of the Diddy. I call it the Diddy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Diddy has done a lot of amazing business in this industry and have pushed the culture forward. But
he's made a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's made a lot of money off the backs of a lot of artists. Speaking about the backs of a lot of artists, Mace was one of them. And now Mace actually has a dealing with Fabio Foreign. If anybody listens to Fabio now, the biggest song is Say My Name from Beyonce. But he has signed Mace for $5,000.
Right.
I mean, well, Mace signed Fabi for $5,000. And Fabi's like, yo, why are you telling people you signed me for $700,000? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, he only gave me $5,000. And Mace is saying, no, I gave you $700,000, depending on how the deal breaks out. Long story short is, these bad deals are still going on.
Oh, yeah.
You can't say he's a young artist. That's my thing. You're not, you'll get a bad deal and you'll say, oh, he's a young artist. We don't got to worry about that. No, Fabi's like 30, 31.
Right.
Mind you, Mace is in probably like 40 something or maybe 50 or upper 50s now. So not only of our young artists are getting bad deals, our older artists, and it's not like he didn't have the knowledge. What are you saying now?
Partner, I'm going to say what I say every single time we hear these stories, right? Get yourself an entertainment lawyer, learn the business, learn how to read a contract, okay? Learn how to digest it, learn the art of negotiation. This is the music industry. This is the music business. Everything is a business, and thus you have to approach it as such. When I don't even have employees that work for me currently, but I have in the past. I've had an assistant, I've had other people, but I had to learn my leadership tone. Okay, I had to learn operational measures, how to manage finances, how to do my books and create, income statements and stuff. If I want to be able to get outside resources of income. Okay, I had to learn how to solidify my business. You cannot take people seriously when they don't know their stuff. And I hate that people succumb to these deals, but at the same time, if you're not going to do the due diligence necessary for yourself, why are you even practicing that craft if you want to take it seriously? If it's not a hobby and you want it to be a business, then you have to approach it as such. And did you study being a DJ, or did you just start DJing?
Oh no, I studied. For me, I studied. I did my research. I had to understand how all these wires work. I had to understand when to play something, how to read a crowd, and certain things you can't teach.
Did you practice constantly? Okay.
Practice too.
Did you surround yourself with people that were DJs that came before you, that knew things, that could give you information? So like mentorship? Sure. Okay. All of that. Sure. Well, no wonder you're so successful, FMI.
Oh, you know, when it boils down to is I hate when these deals transpire, because it sets, shout out to the smart guy joining the chat. It sets a bad precedent for people that look like me and you, me and you
Mm-hmm.
giving out these bad deals. There's the Lear Cohens that have given out bad deals. Their whole, you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And that's their job because that's why they're the head execs at these labels. But when it's a black man doing it, it becomes another thing. I always tell people, you know Tommy Hilfiger, but you don't know what Tommy Hilfiger looks like.
Right.
When it comes to brands that are represented by minorities,
it'd be interesting if you don't know what Tommy Hilfiger looks like.
We buy a lot of Gucci, but yet I don't know what Gucci look like. You know what I'm saying? But when you come to a Yeezy, we know we love to be the face of our brand, and sometimes it's at their own detriment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, look at Mace. You're jumping out the gate now. A lot before this, Mace had the pity card in a way. At least when it came to me, damn, Mace could have went far. Damn, Mace when it became a preacher, or you know what I'm saying? And everybody looked at the upside to Mace. But now since this has come out with this contract dealing, and he's sitting there acting nonchalant and saying, yo, I'm the new Diddy. Don't smile about that. Because I remember when you were on the other hand crying about, yo, Diddy did this to me and he messed up my career.
That's the beautiful thing about karma, right? If you have bad things happen to you that put you in a bad, poor situation, and you take from that you should go and repeat that to other people, it's going to come back around your way. It's just, there's no way of getting around it, but it shows you how cutthroat this industry is, which takes me back to the point of why you should know how to read a contract and not just go signing your life away. $5,000?
Hey, sometimes
my bills monthly are more than $5,000. What the hell?
Qiana, you have to remember, some of these people are coming from impoverished neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You know why it worked in the hip hop culture to do the small deals. But like we said, when we had these podcasts and we had these segments on our shows, hopefully, you know, for the artists that do listen, they could avoid some of these traps that, you know, Favi and a few other people are dealing with, because he's going to make millions in his career. That's not to doubt. But at the same time,
how long has he signed that contract for?
And that's the thing. That's his inner business. That's his inner workings. We don't know that. But when they're leaking it online and, you know, they're bickering back and forth, nobody wins. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wins when they're fighting amongst each other. So
yeah, I agree. Learn some professionalism, you guys. It's like, I'm over it. And stop signing contracts and then coming back and complaining about it. Like, you can't. It doesn't make sense. If you signed it, it was notarized. Like, you said, okay, I accept all this shit on this paper. That's exactly what you're saying. You said it. You signed your name to it.
And once you put your name to
it, bad contracts at one point or another, I'm sure. I've signed contracts going into bad jobs, and I was like, oh, I got to get up out of here.
Well, every job is a bad contract, because they're depending on you to be there at 9 a.m. or whatever the case may be, and you're not working on your personal growth. You're not working on your personal brand. And for me, that's always a bad contract. So you have to either find a way to work within that bad contract that you put your name on, or cry about it.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
Cry about it, I guess.
But once it's on the paper, it doesn't matter. You know,
right. That's the whole point. If it's binding, it's binding. If you say, I'm going to give you 3 albums, you got to give 3 albums.
Speaking about albums, have you heard the Beyonce Renaissance album?
Not the whole thing, because honestly, I wasn't really feeling a lot of it.
Why is that? Because I'm trying to. I'm looking at some of the comment section. I'm
not fond of house music, and it was giving me very like house. That's just not my. I think "Break My Soul" is a dope track for sure, but the rest of them, that's just not my vibe. You know.
I felt the same.
Her voice is always amazing. Like, you know, she's Beyonce, so I'm sure it's platinum. You know, Billboard charting, but it was more. It gave me like an 80s, almost like a Vogue.
And that's what I was getting from it. And I'm not knocking it, you know what I mean? A lot of people in certain communities champion it, and I'm thinking it's cool. It's an experimental album. You know what I mean? It's a cling to like Drake. Drake dropped I would say an experimental album.
Yes.
And I'm just like, all right, if this is the trend now where artists are now diving into their artistry, ending up in the EDM route, or they're just doing that because now that's the new route that opens. That's what I'm trying to see.
I think it's smart, actually, though. Like, you know, when you want to cross over and you want to cross to, not that Beyonce doesn't have a huge support from the LGBTQ community, because she does, but like when you really, really want to cross over and you bring a specific type of musical genre that hits a specific group of people very strongly, you're gonna build your fan base more so. So I think it's smart. I think that what Drake did was smart as well. And I liked his album, but again, a lot of people were saying it was so different No, it was his same tone and everything. It was just like to dance beats. Everything, a lot of things even sounded familiar to a lot of songs that he's had from the past. When
And
I listened to it once and twice, I'm like, okay, this is giving me that song that he did with Rihanna vibe. Um, just a lot of, crossover.
yeah,
So you see the similarities, but it happens as an artist, right?
yeah, for me, I'd rather you grow
Mm-hmm.
as an artist.
Agreed.
So I'm never gonna take away from him actually trying to step outside the box, because he
Agreed.
could have stayed and gave us the same Take Care album. He could have gave us the same Scorpion, but he's done so many albums now with part A's and B's that
Yeah.
what more can I add? Just like Beyonce, I wasn't the biggest Beyonce fan. I'm really not.
Right.
But I can respect her artistry.
Not
I
that I
always
am
respect her
either, but
vocals. I
I do
respect
like some
her
of these.
lyrics and what she's doing with her writers or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because she
And
shows that she
and
cares.
more than a singer, she's a great entertainer. Like Usher, like Chris Brown, and I think that is like Janet Jackson. You know what I mean? When you can bring the full component of coming on stage and rocking a show, dancing it out, singing it out, and maintaining your vocals. Shout out to Law, who does the same thing. He be breaking his ass on stage, and like that's the quality that I like to see. So when it comes to performances, I mean, Beyonce is the queen for sure. But like you said, yeah, it's important to break barriers and think outside of the box. We don't, you know, especially we're in a microwave society. People are always looking for something different. They're constantly turning the channel and flipping and going website to next website, next website, next website. So why not switch it up? I think it's smart.
Yeah. Is it a backlash that came with the album too? Because she sampled, I think, Kia.
Khalees,
Yeah, Khalees, and it was just it sucks watching that happen. But it's on Khalees's end. I think she signed most of that record away to Pharrell.
Well, right. Okay. So here's another situation where another artist has signed away something that now they don't agree with because they don't have the right to it. But how? You signed it, you sold it. You cannot do that. It's crazy because as a writer, I ghostwrite a lot of stuff for different websites, right? There's very few websites where I actually have a byline and it's like, this was written by Qiana, because they purchased it from me. So when I write it for them and I write their homepage on their website, or I create their entire website and I send it to them, I can't now use that stuff that I've written for other clients. It is completely owned by them. Whatever they do with it, if they go viral off of some shit that I wrote, there's nothing I could do but sit back and be proud that my content helped them to go viral. I can't be like, I wrote that and you paid me for it, and it's owned by proprietary content.
It's just like now it's more blatant that like the independent route and going the labor route. We're seeing the artists that have been signed for predominantly 15 years to 20 years still have label issues. Like I'm watching Boozy still trying to buy back his masters, and I'm just like, I heard a quote from Leo Cohen. He's just like, hey, even if I sell you back in masters, what are you gonna do with it? How are you gonna monetize it? Do you know how to push it? Mm-hmm. No, it's better off left with us because we know how to push out the content. And so even if you have your masters, what you want to do?
He actually knows it. But again, why this is when it comes down to having your own ISRC code and all of these other things that a lot of artists don't know about. You push it away and put it in the hands even of other platforms, streaming platforms that are making more money off of your streams than you are, because you've given them the rights to your masters and you don't even realize it. Like, pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Read. Educate yourself. You're entering a business that's very gritty. Okay. Think of this business as the Wall Street of entertainment. Okay. When you're entering Wall Street, you're going into the wolves, right?
Yeah.
That's how you got to approach the entertainment industry, because they'll throw you to the wolves. They'll eat you up and then be like, well, get back on stage. You got 6 more performances. Okay.
Yo, look at Doja Cat is saying that she's so tired from what the labels are putting her through. Just show after show, no sleep. This is what it takes. In order you have an album dropping, you're gonna get that no sleep. You're gonna get these hard hours because you're gonna have to be in the studio and then still be at choreography. Especially if you're singing, you're gonna have to do choreography because they have to sell that image of you. Whereas hip hop artists, you just practice your lyrics and you just go from there. But
you still gotta have even with the hip hop artists, you still gotta have that stage presence. You may not be dancing, but you're jumping around the stage, you're engaging. You know what I mean?
Hey, I just watched Chris Brown dance with when one of the Autobots at his show, the sickest shit I ever seen. I guess they recorded him doing the dance and then programmed it to the thing. He was dancing with the damn Autobot. I was just like, oh nah.
So cool.
And that's why I can respect Chris Brown's this talent and acumen for music.
He's very talented. Absolutely.
I give him that.
Did you hear his new album?
Yes, I actually enjoyed it. Full R&B album, from front to back. I could just sit there and listen to it. And not like a lot of albums I could just bump now. You know what I mean? Because my problem with the new Drake album, see where I put it toward the Chris Brown album, sometimes it feels jarring when they do the music change and the transitions aren't as seamless. That will be my only critique of like the new Beyonce, new Drake. The house element is amazing, but sometimes it goes so jarring because it'll jump from that to Afrobeat. And then I'm just like, I sound like I heard this sound somewhere else, but I heard it better. So it sounds, you know what I mean? When you hear an Afrobeat song and then you hear like an artist will come and just do their rendition of an Afrobeat song that they don't really make Afrobeat. Yeah. But they'll try. So it sounds like that.
And I know as a DJ, you hear it extra, because I know when I listen to music, I hear different shit too. Like a lot of people will hear this part of the beat, I hear the under part of the beat. You know what I mean? Like first and foremost, it's like.
I'm excited though. I ain't gonna lie. This weekend we're gonna be playing this Beyonce album at these clubs that I'm at, and we're gonna see how it hits. We're gonna see how it hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm very interested. I can't wait to play those records in Manhattan and see how they interact with the records, and that's the joy I get.
Right. Well, that's the thing about the Beyonce album. You're gonna get dancing, and I mean, FMI makes the people dance. Like this is beyond the fact. If y'all don't know, if y'all have never been rocked by DJ FMI when he hits the then you need to, because the people gonna be dancing. Okay.
Yes, guys, make sure you actually also follow our VPR Spotify page so you can check out some of the artists that do come on VPR that we interview, and check out some of our past interviews on our Instagram and YouTube page, because those are dope. And why not get an in-depth conversation with the artists that you just listened to?
Absolutely. And remember that you can also stream us on all major podcasts. If you don't have time to watch the video, just pop up in your ears on, Apple Music, Google, iHeartRadio, all of them. We're even on Amazon Audible. So check us out. VPR Radio, we are everywhere. Okay?
We try to be.
You guys.
Definitely. Shout out to everybody still tuning in on the live. We appreciate you here. We're gonna keep that going. Kanye. We're gonna speak on some Kanye news, actually.
Okay.
Because Kanye ain't do nothing in a while, and I'm proud of him. I'm done. I'm happy, honestly. When I don't see him, like
honorable mention for being calm, Kanye. We love it.
Yeah, because man, we gotta champion him when he's not wilding out. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa. There got to be some balance to it. So.
And you know how I feel about Ye. Like I have a lot of love for him always. Watching. I think what being in Hollywood and being surrounded by some people and stuff has done, and losing his mom, it's been hard. I view celebrities as human beings. A lot of people idolize them as if they are, these outer worldly beings. But at the end of the day, we all have feelings and emotions, right? We all hurt. We lose people close to us. That shit hurts. So you have to think about it. And what I love to see with Kanye is him with his kids. He's a kick-ass dad, man, and he seems so fun. I love that, because the more Black fathers we have out here, being great, it warms my heart. So shout out to Kanye the dad.
Yes, I feel like that does need to be showed, just dads in general, and
just
loving content.
All the Black fathers that are involved, that are even the ones, and I'm sorry when you have to struggle with people from your past, your mom, the mom of your child or children that gives you issues because of emotionality. Please do your best to try to work through things. For the women that are in those positions, do better as a mother. This is about your kids. It's not about the man. It's not about what he did to you or didn't do. At the end of the day, your children deserve to have both parents. So if that option is there, give them that. We deserve that. I wish I had both parents. When I see a Black family with both parents, it makes me feel whole, and it makes me feel pure, because that's where we should be, and that's how we'll go back to rebuilding the community the way that we need to. So shout out to all the Black moms and the Black dads that are out here kicking ass with their kids. Not
good, especially in this heat.
Kicking ass,
especially in this heat. I don't know how people have patience in the heat. Hey, VPR, I was on vacation. There was some kids that was crying, and I would be walking past them in the resort like, drink. Remember, I had unlimited drinks, VPR, so I'm saying they're like, couldn't be me. And kids walking all trip, and I made sure I kept doing it. When I heard the kids crying, I would sit right by them in the pool like this. Look at y'all like.
So wait, they were just crying the whole time?
Oh man, you have to remember, man. I had the option to go to like the older part of the resort. They wanted to charge you like $30 to get to the grown part of the resort. I guess they would take me out of my resort and bring me like 3 blocks down to like where only adults are. But I'm looking around like, no, I done paid for this. I'm fine.
Right,
I'm like, you think my fun does not depend upon being around other people of my age for me to have fun. So I could have fun regardless of the fact.
Right.
So Qiana, it's just seeing people miserable sometimes, and I'm just like, if I can only imagine what I paid to get to this to come on this trip. Mm-hmm. You have to pay what you have to pay plus 3 kids.
That's right.
And one of them is hitting you. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, I want
no, and I'm just watching them just hit. I can't do it. So it just made it even sweeter. I don't understand where they do that at, but they definitely did it in Mexico.
My kids don't beat me. Okay.
My kids don't beat me.
I don't beat them either.
Certain things are tolerated, and this isn't one.
That's too much.
Yes. And guys, just the media news, if any basketball players watch VPR, please learn this lesson right now. If you are going to another country, state, or you are flying in general, please stay away from the marijuana, aka don't put it in your bag, don't bring any carts, because they will get you. Iman Shumpert, of course, they used to play for the Knicks, and Tiana Taylor's
husband. I love
husband. Yeah. He just got arrested for possession at Dallas Airport, and I get it. You want to get where you get in and have your whatever you need, but at the same time, it's not worth your freedom. You know what I mean? And the exposure that you get for that, I'm just. Try to stay clear of airports.
Shout out to Iman. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He's going to be dropping some rhymes soon. I want to see an album.
You look hella mad right now in this photo. I got it pulled up in front of me. He just hella in the mugshot. I would be tight too.
God damn Texas. Oh, and our girls are from Texas, and here they are. But I'll tell you, Texas plays no game with the laws. Let's bring up these beautiful young ladies to the stage. We have KUK in the building. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Please in so we can see all these beautiful faces.
Well, VPR. Can we get one? Can I tell you 1 second? 1 second, please.
Yes.
Y'all seen how we said hi to the sisters, and they all like just did it in one. I never did it. I was weird. I was like, whoa. But how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
That is so crazy.
Please introduce yourself so everyone can see who you are, name by name.
I'm Kamare. I'm 19. I'm 20. I'm 20 actually.
Oh, you must have just turned 20. Happy birthday.
Oh no, not even close.
Oh, birthday.
I'm Andrea. I'm 19.
Okay.
And I'm Keelise, and I'm 16.
Okay, I love it. He's like, I'm the real 19.
I'm the real 19-year-old.
So, girls, we're so happy to have you here. We want to learn all about your career, how you began singing, and how as sisters, because listen, I have 3 girls and 3 boys. I know that sibling rivalry is a real thing. How as sisters are you able to work together, live together, travel together, be in the studio, and not kill one another? Or do you guys have so much love radiating that it's always just good times? Tell us about it.
It's honestly always just a good time. I don't actually remember us having ever major fights or anything, especially like while in the studio, while traveling. We have just so much love for each other. Just we don't fight.
Moving a little bit toward the camera. There we go. Okay.
But if there is one of us that fights, it definitely has to be the oldest and me. We can go out a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, but it's funny because it'll last like 5 minutes and then we'll be talking to each other again. So it's never like a long.
Yeah, I think it's so different when it's family. You know what I mean? Fights don't last forever. Even if you fight, it'll be something silly and then you'll make up quickly. So
yeah, definitely.
Qiana,
yeah.
My question is, all right, so how long have you guys been a group?
So we've been doing music for 12 years. So since Kamara was 8, I was 7, Case was 5 or 4. Yeah. So we've been doing music for quite a while. Our dad actually wrote us songs when we were little, and we would perform them at like Juneteenth and 4th of July concerts when we were like young.
Yeah.
Oh, so you grew up on stage. So it's safe to say you guys grew up on stage, grew up in front of people.
Yeah, for sure. Did.
Okay. So name some of your musical influences at least. So at least I know where the energy comes from.
Okay, so mine, it's really diverse, but I like Conan Gray, Olivia Rodrigo. I'm a Taylor Swift fan. We're pretty big fans of TLC. We know a couple of their songs, but that's just me. What about you guys?
New Edition, Michael Jackson. I'm actually a huge country fan, so like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all my favorites.
Yep, and I'm a mix of both. I listen to everything that they listen to too.
Oh, I love it. You girls are so diverse.
Yeah.
For me, that's the best musician. We talk about this all the time, FMI, right? When we ask people like what their influences are, what they listen to, and they go all outside of the box and not inside like the basic boxes, I'm like, oh yeah. For me, that's the elements of a musician where you can take different pieces from different genres of music and be able to connect with it. So do you feel like all of your influences are reflected in your music?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, not so much. I listen to like indie-ish music, but I'm more of like slow love songs, and I love those type of music. But I feel like, yeah, in our upcoming music, yeah, it will reflect that.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So how, play out a studio session for me. So what happens when one person hears a song and they're like, hey, do you guys feel what I feel from this song? What is the writing process like when it comes to your records?
So actually, writing songs is something that we struggle with. So the producer that we're with, Joseph Chapman, he usually writes our songs for us, and we're like, oh yeah, we like the beat, we like the flow of how the song goes, and we just like pick apart the song and be like, oh, Kamari would sound better doing this part, Kelis will do this part, I'll do this part, and then we go in the studio. We know exactly what we're gonna sing, how we're gonna sing it, what's gonna be done. So then the studio process flows a lot easier too.
So do all of you sing and rap? Because I know,
yes.
Yeah, all of you. I love it.
Yeah.
All of you got bars? Okay, I'm here for it. Bars. No, that's simply amazing. But all right, so I always ask this question for the artists that do come to VPR, and I want a different answer from each of you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna break it up to this. Name 2 things you need in the studio with you before you record.
2 things.
Mm-hmm. A must have.
Must have.
Definitely water. Because after singing and rapping, your voice gets dry.
I would definitely say comfy clothes like sweatpants, so then you're comfortable, you're not all in tight jeans and trying to look like your best. You're just out there being yourself while you're in the studio. So that's what
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has ever said that, and I love that answer. Right?
Yeah,
No one has ever
honestly.
said comfortable clothing, but that's such a real, genuine answer. You got to be comfortable. Agreed.
Do you guys also do choreography? Because I know your group, so I always have to ask, do you guys do some choreography, some dancing during your sets?
So we're definitely working on it. We all did dance when we were younger. Me and Andrea, we were on the dance team for our high school. So we definitely got some moves.
Yeah.
We just need to figure out choreography for our songs.
Great stuff. And do you have any upcoming performances? Oh, before we segue though, what's the one thing that you would bring in the studio, Kelis? We didn't get an answer from you.
I don't think it's more of like the object, but I think just the energy needs to be there.
Okay.
Like someone to hype you up, you know? Because I don't know. I feel like I'm a real people pleaser, so I just need that validation sometimes.
Okay.
So it's really nice when like the energy is high, and then you can like go in there with all your energy and put it into the song, and people can hear it through the music.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't come from, well, you can. I guess you can come from a very sad situation, go into the studio and do a sad ballad and pour your heart out. But if you're trying to do like a high energy dance song, probably not going to work out. Just broke up with your boyfriend or something, right? Like you're going to need to.
Yeah.
That's horrible. You're breaking up with your boyfriend. Hopefully a hit comes out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give me like dance studio vibes, you know? So tell us about what you have coming up next. We know that you have your new single out, which we've gotten and we'll put on our Spotify playlist. But do you have performances going out? Are you going to be performing all around Texas and anywhere else promoting your new single?
Well, we're definitely trying to get little gigs, but we do have a couple, I think, coming up. More interviews and little performances, just anything we can to get traction and get our music out there.
And what we definitely want to do before we start going to these shows is we want to have more than one single out, just so we can do like a little show instead of it's like a one song and then we leave. We would like to have like a few songs lined up before we perform.
I love that.
I know you talked about you have a few records that you have lined up other than the single you have out. What feel are those records? Are they dance records? Are some of them deep? Are some of them lyrical? What am I going to feel from those records?
So with these 3 songs that we have coming out, it's like each individual sister is going to be leading. So Kamari is going to be more of like the
deeper, inspirational kind of feel.
Kaylee's is going to be like a little crush on you song, talking about like your crush.
Lovey-dovey.
Yes. And mine's going to be like a hype dance song that you like play when you're like hyping yourself up and stuff like that.
So each of you is really just going to be putting out the energy that best represents you.
Yes.
I love that. Look how they said that in unison.
You can never get used to that. I love it though.
It's so funny because none of you are twins or triplets, but you function as if you are.
Oh,
seriously.
Definitely. We get that a lot.
All the time. Like your energy is radiating so high. I love it. I want to give you guys all a virtual hug. They're so cute.
Nah, so guys, I definitely look forward to playing some of your singles at my club events, because now that I know you guys are like spitters and you can rap and that's something that you like, I look forward to having you at our showcases when you touch out in New York, when you start touring. So I'm looking forward to that, of course.
That
was so fun.
Yeah,
So,
it would be a ton of fun.
What goals do you have planned for the rest of the year, at least for yourselves? What do you see yourself in a year with your career, with your music? Where do you want it to be?
I definitely want to film a few videos, because for me, if I listen to a song, I always want to look at the video and see, like, I don't know, I feel like the videos can give you a more of an image in your head of what the writer's trying to like put out there. And I definitely want to do a couple of videos because I think they're fun and people can get to know you in the videos a little bit more too.
Yeah, I want in this year to be able to strengthen my voice, like taking voice lessons just to be like the best singer and performer I could be. So that's my main goal this year.
I think mine would be, I guess, working on my stamina to be able to sing and dance and perform and just keep that high energy, as well as the voice lessons and stuff like that, just so I can just be a better performer.
I love it. And for all the performers and all of the artists that are listening, I hope you take heed, because these are young ladies, right? I can't tell you how many singers I've met, and professional singers, as we all know, have constant voice training, right? They have people that come to their home that train their voices, warm their voices up regularly, especially before performing. So if you're a singer and you think you don't need vocal lessons, like, please, you want to maintain your professionalism. You 3 young ladies are on your way to the top because you have the elements. Your goals are based on escalating your presence, your performances, and that is what's going to continue to help you grow. And of course, you've got, a wonderful producer and manager and your parents who love and support you. So I can see nothing but great things for all of you. And we look forward to having you back on VPR. Definitely, if you come to New York, you got to come out and perform for them.
Oh, definitely.
So fun.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell everyone where they can follow you, how they can find you, and we'll take it from there.
So if you want to follow us, our TikTok and Instagram is KUK_sisters.
All right, that's all right there. Instagram, that takes care of the YouTube, that takes care of the TikTok also?
Yep.
Yes.
Uniform, there we go.
And your new single is streaming everywhere?
Everywhere.
On all
Perfect.
platforms.
So when we look for you on Apple Music, how would we look for you? K.U.K. or KUK?
K.U.K.
Perfect. So you guys know how to find them. Go and stream their songs. Check them out. They're so positive and inspirational. We really appreciate having you here, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful day, girls.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
You see,
Love that energy.
VPR their energy and just all these conversations that we had today regarding artists, bad contract, it culminates to them being young and actually wanting to care about their future enough that they're getting vocal coaches and they're learning the game at such an early age.
Yes.
Where we're trying to avoid these bad contracts, talkings for the future, a period when it comes to independent artists. So it's just like, hopefully,
and they got the backing of the parents. So I know for a fact they're not going to be getting into any bad contracts, you know. But I think it really shows you that when you're diligent, you know, it takes a lot more than talent. You have to be diligent. You have to be professional. And you have to present yourself a certain way and also know the business. And if you don't know the business, at the very least, your management, your team should know the business, and you need to be able to trust them so that they don't know the business and then screw you over as a result, right?
So they don't only know the business and you just...
Yeah, exactly. But they're explaining the business to you as we go. But yeah, partner, that was great. You know, the energy that we get from VPR every week, it just keeps me going. So the rest of my Thursday, I know, is going to be great, and yours as well, partner. You're looking nice and relaxed. I love to see that.
I need to be. I'm trying.
So why don't you leave us with our final thought for the day?
Guys, I'm gonna keep it plain and simple. No matter how much people try to drag you down, stay sucker free. Don't stoop to people's levels, whether it be in live, whether it be on social media, whether it be in real life. Because when you see them and address it, the energy ain't the same. When you vibrate higher than everybody, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Well,
VPR
Radio, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys.
All right.